This is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do the Easy Ocean blanket using Bernat baby blanket yarn. The first picture is in Ocean Shades, and here I have today Lovely Blue baby blanket yarn and a 9mm crochet hook. I used 2 skeins of 10.5 ounces of the Bernat baby blanket yarn for this pattern. And you won't need to chain 64. You can use any number of chains to make the blanket larger or smaller. So let's get started. Chaining 64. And continue till you get to your 64, and I'll meet you there. When you have your chain of 64, you are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, single crochet, and you're going to do 1 row of single crochet. And if you've never worked with Bernat blanket yarn, it's pretty easy to work with. Sometimes it's a little hard to find the stitches, so you just can kind of stick your finger in or use the tip of the hook. And you'll want to leave long tails to weave in because it has a little bit of a tendency to come undone. But it's a nice soft yarn, and there's lots of different colors. There's the baby version, there's ombres, they have tons of different colors. There's brights, some tweeds, tie-dyes, sparkle, and it's easy to find. Okay, so continue with your single crochet. And I'll see you at the end of the row. This is what it should look like so far, a row of single crochet. And then you are going to, when you've got to the last stitch, you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. And then you're going to do a double crochet in the back loop only for the rest of this row. So this counts as the first stitch, and then the back loop only. So these are if you look at the top of your stitch, this is the stitch that you would normally insert it through like this. But instead, you're going to do the back loop, which is the one facing away from you. So you're going to do a double crochet like you normally would, except for just in that loop. And this kind of gives your work a ridge, so it makes it more interesting and just not flat double crochet. So as you see, you find the back loop and you do your double crochet. And that's what the whole row is. Back loop only double crochet stitch. So continue here. And you can see how it kind of gives, it will give your work kind of a ridge. And we continue just in the back loop. And we'll finish this row, and I'll meet you at the very end. When you get to the end of the row, so your work should look like this, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And then you're going to single crochet in the back loop only. So the chain 1 counts as the first stitch, and then you're going to single crochet in the loop that is furthest away from you. And then you're going to do a row of single crochet in the back loop only. Okay, I'll meet you at the end of the row. I did the last stitch, so it should start to look like this. Then you're going to chain 3 and turn your work. And then you're going to repeat the double crochet in the back loop only. And your work will start looking like this. It kind of goes back and forth with the ridges. And you repeat this until you have the length that you want. I did 36 rows, ending with a row of single crochet. Then I added a border. So I'll show you how to do that. Did a few rows, and then I'm going to show you how to do the border. So it should start to look like this is the front. See how it makes the ridges. And what you're going to do is on your last row of single crochet, you are then going to chain one, turn your work, and then you're going to do one single crochet the whole way around in each stitch across the top. And then on the sides, you are going to do 2 or 3 for the double crochet and then 1 for the single crochet evenly down the side. And it kind of depends on how tight or loose you crochet. I do 2 here and then 1. If it's too tight, it will pull it together, and if you put too many stitches, it will give it a ruffle effect. On each of the corners, you want to add an extra stitch on either side of the corners, so it will make it more rounded. And then you'll go the whole way around, and when you get back to the beginning, you'll slip stitch to the first row, and then you will repeat for another row of single crochet, making sure that you put 2 extra stitches at the corner. You can find this written pattern and more free patterns in free PDFs on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thanks for watching. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do my lilac fade chunky blanket using Crocus Fairy Bernat baby blanket yarn dappled. Today I'm using the color Wandering Blue and a 9mm crochet hook. This is an easy pattern that just uses double, single, and triple crochet stitches. So let's get started. For this easy pattern, you need any odd number. For the blanket, I chained 63. So let's get started. I'll continue with this and meet you at the end. When you have your 63 or any odd number that you want to use for your chain, you are going to do a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to double crochet. And then you're going to do 1 double crochet in each chain for the entire row. So that's what it should look like so far, just regular double crochet. And continue this until you get to the end of the row, and I'll meet you back here. Now that you have a whole row of double crochet, you are going to chain 3 at the end, and you're going to do another row of double crochet. This kind of forms a border of the blanket that you don't have to add on later. So this counts as the first stitch in the row, the chain does, and it will for the whole pattern. And then you are just going to do another row of double crochet. And for this blanket, then you'd end with 2 rows of double crochet to finish it off. And for the next row, you're going to do single crochet and then follow it by triple single crochet alternating, and then a row of double crochet. And then this repeats for the rest of the blanket, and then you end with 2 double rows of double crochet. Okay, I'll meet you at the end of the row after you finished your row of double crochet. Now that you have 2 rows of double crochet done, you are going to chain 1, and this counts as the first stitch. Turn your work, and then you are going to do 3 single crochets starting in the 2nd stitch. So 1, 2, 3. And you'll see that makes a total of 4 stitches that are single crochet, and then you'll end on the other side with 4 stitches that are single crochet. Then you're going to do 1 triple in the next stitch. And the thing to remember about a triple is it's just like a double, but you wrap twice before you insert your hook. And then you go through, yarn over and go through 2 loops each time. And that gives you your triple crochet. Then you're going to alternate that with 1 single crochet. And you want to make sure that you pull, that this stitch doesn't get any higher than the others, because that's how you get the triple. And you want the triple to fold towards you, not away. So then you're going to do another triple, wrap twice, insert your hook, pull up through, pull through 2, pull through 2 more, and then 2 more. Then you're going to do, followed by 1 single crochet. And you'll see how the triple pops up, kind of like a bobble or something, but it's easy. So triple, followed by a single. And you continue this until you get to the last, until you have the last 4 stitches, which are going to be single crochet. So triple, single crochet, triple, single crochet. I'll continue this until I get to the last 4 stitches, which will be single crochet, and I will meet you there. Now that I'm at the end with the last 4 stitches, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do single crochet. So I did 1 here, 2, 3, and 4. Then you are going to chain 3 for your row of double crochets. So just so you can see, it should look like this with the triples puffed up and the single crochet down. That gives you the texture. Turn your work, and we're going to do a row of double crochet. This counts as the first stitch, the chain does, for this whole pattern. So you're going to do a double crochet starting in the second stitch, and 1 for each stitch across. And then you're going to start over with the row of single crochet and triple, and repeat this until the end. So I'll meet you at the end of the row after a row of double crochet. Now that I'm at the end of row 4, I will finish with my row of double crochet with 1 more, and then I am going to chain 1, and it should look like this. So you're going to start by repeating row 3 with 3 single crochets, followed by the triple single crochet alternate, and then a row of double crochet. And you keep repeating row 3 and row 4 of double crochet until you reach the end of the blanket, the length that you want. And for this blanket, I did 45 rows, and I ended with 2 rows of double crochet, and that kind of gives you a border. And I will show you how this looks at the end. You can find this written pattern on my blog, A More Crafty Life, which I'll link below, plus hundreds of other free patterns. Please subscribe. Thanks. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do a Trinity stitch, which kind of looks, if you've ever seen a daisy or a star, kind of like a flower or a 3-part stitch. I'm using Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn in Coral Sea Ombre and a 5mm crochet hook. You could use any yarn you wanted. For this stitch, you need a multiple of 2. So for the example, I am going to crochet 20. And this is a left-handed video. When you have your 20, you are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Any multiple of 2 for your chain will work. So here's 1, 2, single crochet, and then you're going to do what is called a single crochet 3 together stitch, which is sometimes used to decrease, but not in this case. And in the same stitch that you just did the single crochet, you are going to insert your hook, pull up a loop, then you're going to go to the next stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then go to the third stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then you have 4 loops. You yarn over and you pull through all 4 loops, and then you finish the stitch with a chain 1, and it should look like this. And that is called the single crochet 3 together stitch, and that's what you're going to use for the whole pattern. So then you start your next single crochet 3 together stitch in the last leg of your stitch. So here's the last place I did. I'm going to insert my hook, pull up a loop, go to the next chain, insert my hook, pull up a loop, go to the third one, insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through all 4, chain 1 to finish the stitch, and then repeat. Go to the last stitch you did of the leg of the 3 crochet together, pull up a loop, then you go to the second one, then to the third, pull up a loop in each one, yarn over, pull through 3, and finish with a chain 1. And that's what it's going to start to look like. And as you can see here where it changes colors, you can see a little bit later. See, it has the 3 parts. Okay, and then we continue. You insert your hook where the last stitch finished, pull up a loop, insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook. For a third time, you have 4 loops on your hook. You yarn over and you pull through all 4. And you finish with a chain 1. Okay, and you pull up 3 separate stitches. You pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 4, and finish with a chain 1. So it should start looking like this. Keep going. And you always start in the last leg of the stitch that you did. And you always finish it with a chain 1. Okay. Continue to the end of the row. And I've used this stitch to make a blanket, washcloth, a cowl, and a hat. Works good in bulky and in worsted weight yarn. Okay, so now that I'm at the end with my last 2 stitches that you can see here, you do a final stitch, and then what you do to end is you do 1 single crochet in the last leg of the stitch. And here's your first row of the Trinity stitch. Then you are going to chain 1 and turn your work. And this is what the other side looks like. And where you chain 1, you are going to do 1 single crochet, and then you're also going to start your first single crochet 3 together stitch in the same stitch. So you're going to pull up a stitch in the first stitch, pull up a stitch kind of where the star kind of pattern or the triple, the center of it is. And then you're going to go to the third space and pull up a stitch. So you should have 4 on your hook, just like before. You yarn over and you finish the stitch with a chain 1. Then you start your next stitch in the leg of the one you just did. You pull up a stitch in the 3 spaces, yarn over, and finish it with a chain 1. So This is what it looks like for your second row. And you just keep continuing this until you get to the end of the row. And your last leg of your last crochet 3 together stitch goes in the last stitch of the row. And I think that's the only thing that makes it any different. And you just repeat this row for your entire project. This stitch isn't, after you've got it set up, the stitch isn't particularly hard. It takes a while. It's not the fastest stitch, but it's not complicated, and it gives you a different kind of texture that I like. So you keep continuing. And I think the one thing that you have to watch for is to make sure that none of your stitches are spread out too far. Sometimes you can kind of pull this one and give it too much space. So it looks like this. It kind of looks, in the multicolor, it kind of looks like little flowers to me. So then when you get to your last stitch, which we're getting close. Okay. Okay, so here we're at the end, and you might think that you want to put it here and then you would still have one stitch left over, but you want to put it in the last single crochet from the row before. So that makes the edge straight. Otherwise, it doesn't look right. So you put it in the last single crochet from the row before, kind of skipping that stitch, and then you do one single crochet here to finish the row, chain one, and then you turn. So this is what it looks like on this side. And then you continue that row. You'll put a single crochet in the first stitch, and then you will start your single crochet 3 together in the first stitch. And then you continue. And this is what it looks like. You can find the written pattern for this on my blog, A More Crafty Life. It will be linked below, plus hundreds of other free patterns. There'll be a free PDF for you to download. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Hi, I'm Heather from A More Crafty Life, and today I'm going to show you an easy variation of the double crochet, the herringbone double crochet. For this stitch, you can crochet any number you want. So I'm going to chain 15. I'm using an H 5mm hook, cotton worsted weight yarn. This is Lion Brands 24/7. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is chain 15. This stitch has a great texture. It's double-sided. And is easy to do. It doesn't use a lot of extra yarn, and it doesn't require really any counting. So it's great for relaxing and watching a show. It's good. I've made blankets, scarves, ear warmers, dishcloths out of it. So, okay, so here we have our chain of 15, and in the third stitch from the hook, you're going to yarn over and then insert your hook. So 1, 2, 3, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through the second, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, and pull through the 2 loops. And that gives you your herringbone double crochet stitch. So let's see that again. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through the second, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. And then repeat. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through the second, pull through, yarn over and pull through 1 loop, yarn over and pull through the last 2. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, we'll just continue this down the chain. And at first, the stitch feels a little awkward if you've been doing the double crochet stitch, but after you've done it for a couple rows, it's real easy to remember. Okay, and as you come close to the end, you don't do anything different. You just finish the last stitch with a herringbone double crochet. So here's my last stitch. And just do the same thing. When you get to the end of the row, this is what it looks. You can see that it has the slight slant to the right. It's kind of close together. And it looks the same on both sides. Okay, we're going to chain 2 and turn. So 1, 2. Then you're going to turn your work. I count the chain as the first stitch, so I'm going to skip this one. But make sure you read your pattern. Sometimes they don't, and you'll put your first stitch here. So you do the same thing before. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up, 1, 2, yarn over through 1 loop, and pull through the last 2. And then you're going to continue down the row. And when you get to the last stitch, do one more herringbone, double crochet, and then you would chain 2 for the next row, and then you just keep repeating. And this is what it looks like when you have 2 rows. One goes this way, and then one slants back that way. I have, like I said, several patterns. I have a dishcloth, an infinity scarf, a chunky throw blanket, and an ombre blanket that is paired with the easy berry stitch. That's free on my blog. There's a free PDFs. There's also a photo tutorial and the written directions for this stitch. And you can find them on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thank you for watching.